I want to go over 6 decks that are doing really well right now. Murder at Castle Nathria just came out. The meta is very unstable. It's just a really good time. Let's go ahead and jump into these lists. So first up is going to be a Skeleton Ping Mage. This list is from Meaty. He hit rank 6 legend, and he said he's been playing like 16 hours in top 10 with this list. And if you guys have been playing, I'm sure you're seeing a lot of this sort of mage. Maybe this is the most refined build of it so far, or maybe not. I guess we'll have to see. Basically, what we're doing here is we're summoning a bunch of skeletons through stuff like as Kel'Thuzad, who's going to resummon all of those. And it's really fun. Whatever can't be summoned explodes, does a ton of damage to your opponent. Other than that, we have a lot of damage through pings. We got the Wildfires, we have the Reckless Apprentice, we also have the Mordresh Fire Eye, and we also have the Amplified Snow Flurry to kind of delay things. A ton of delay going on with this, a lot of freezing through the Flurry, through Varden, through the Nightcloak Sanctum, which is just such a good location, probably one of the best in the game. And then yeah, we just have a ton of draw. We end up pretty much killing your opponent with a Mordresh, it feels like, more so than Kel'Thuzad. Now, we also have Bran in here. If you can manage to stick a Bran, you know, being able to KT or Mordresh would be great. Sometimes that doesn't happen, and that's okay. Maybe you just end up using Bran with your Varden for like a board clear, maybe with the Reckless Apprentice for a little bit more damage, maybe with Commander if you just want more spells. Really good deck here. Not sure what the best is, but Meaty is absolutely killing it with his take. Next up, we have Hattrick here with a big beast hunter that's got a drizzle of new cards. Hattrick absolutely crushing the ladder with this, and I was seeing a lot of big like wild seed sort of beast hybrids, and they were doing really well. It still seems like Mountain Bear is just a really good card. So 69% win rate with 64 games, and he's also hit 10,000 hunter wins. Be sure to check out Hattrick, fantastic streamer and content creator. So Big Beast Hunter was really good last expansion, and this expansion seems to be no exception. It seems it got even maybe a little bit better. We have a lot of new cards in here with the Battygast strengthening our early game, as well as Castle Kennels, the hunter location. You know, maybe you slam a Battygast, it dies, turns into the bat, hit that with the Castle Kennels, or maybe you use it on your Frenzied Fangs, another new card. We also have Stag Charge, which can go face, also can use it for some removal. Wild Spirits, Arlon here, which is going to summon one of each different wild seed, and we even have Huntsman Altimore in here, which is not seeing that much action in general. It seems kind of difficult to infuse 8, but if you have something like a Hydrolodon, it's actually not that hard to hit that infusion. Also with Mountain Bear because of all the cubs. But yeah, this deck seems really good against aggro because the early game seems like it got strengthened with this expansion. And then we still have like that Mountain Bear, which is just a massive wall against these aggro decks. And against control decks, you just seem to squeeze out a ton of damage. You seem to have endless resources, you know, hitting your opponent in the face with a crush, and then also all these new wild seeds. But yeah, fantastic deck. If you like Big Beast Hunter, maybe you put this new little seed package in there and probably win some games. Next up, we have Sezoklo here with his Imp Lock. Now, you've probably been seeing a lot of Imp Lock. It just seems to be like the most popular archetype. He went 23-9 with this to top 10 legend. Really good streamer also if you want to check out Sezoklo. Now there's a lot of Imp Locks around. We're not really sure which is going to be the most popular build or the strongest build, but we're going to take a look at this one because Sezoklo was just crushing with it. Before we do that though, I do want to thank the sponsor of this video, which is Firestone. Now this video is sponsored by Firestone, which is a very powerful new deck tracker for Hearthstone. I definitely recommend you guys check this out. It has so much more versatility than other ones. You can keep track of your opponent's cards. For example, they have 2 cards generated by Jackpot here. We can also see that this is a card that was generated by Tooth of Nefarian, and this card was from Queen Ashara. We have the multi-caster tracker here. It says we just casted a Frost, but after we cast this nature spell, it's going to tell us that we've also casted Frost and Nature, meaning when we play that, it's going to draw 2 cards. Makes hand management a lot better. And I just think it looks beautiful. Keeps track of all your decks, keeps track of all your stats. There's also battlegrounds information, mercenaries, duels, arena. I love the replays that are built into this thing. We have collection here where you can see how many packs you've opened in total. I have opened 5,869. Anyway, thanks to Firestone for sponsoring this video. Be sure to check it out. Probably the best deck tracker out there. And let's jump back into the content. So Imp Warlock just got an incredible amount of support from this expansion with cards like Vile Library, which can add up to 7/7 2 times. We also have Impending Catastrophe here, which can draw, I guess, also up to 7 with imps, because there's a ton of imps, but we also have Fiendish Circle. We also have Wicked Shipment. Then, of course, we're also just running stuff like Flame Imp and Bloodbound Imp. Mischievous Imp summons 3/3, so almost a 4-mana 9/9 if you get the Infuse off. Shady Bartender can buff all of our imps up. And then Imp King Rafam also buffs all of our imps up. And this, just playing this, if you've infused, it's going to be 6 mana, 5 units on the board. Plus, it's going to give them +2/+2. And because it's so easy to flood the board, Sea Giant, very good. Also because our opponents are playing a lot of board-centric decks, Sea Giant is just going to be relatively easy to get on the board. But yeah, with the amount of power you could dish out with this deck, the amount of draw this deck has, it's just, I think, if anything's like on the block to get nerfed, it might be this deck. So if you're looking for some fast wins, maybe even some free-ish sort of wins because the deck's so strong, this might be one to put on your radar. All right, we also have Dong Gearing here hitting number 3 on Asia with the Denathrius Shaman, which I thought was a really exciting looking list. Not seeing a lot of people playing Shaman, so I thought I would include this one. Maybe it tickles your fancy. But yeah, we have Sire Denathrius here, which is mostly just run in Druid from what I've been seeing so far, but this is a take on sort of the control build that we've been seeing last expansion, so maybe if you like that list, you'll like this as well. We have the Piranhas, which are nice to also juice up our Denathrius. We have Theotar in here for yoinking some stuff. We have the Multicaster for some draw, and then we also have the Brilliant Macaw, which is very, very flexible here because maybe we use it for Snowfall Guardian, maybe we use it for Mutanus, maybe use it for Sire Denathrius. But yeah, a ton of control tools here. We also have Brokani, a ton of ways to just make a big annoying board with like Wildpaw Cavern and Command of Neptulon. And then yeah, Brukan is just a fantastic card. So if you like Shaman, this might be the way to go. I have surprisingly not been seeing too much Evolve Shaman, although it can be a lot of fun. There's also a lot of times where you just low roll and it's not that fun. But this is one to take a look at for sure. All right, so we have Charon here hitting 42 Legend with a Paladin, a Holy Paladin. This is not a pure Paladin. I actually saw 0 Paladins on day 1. The classes I saw the least of were Demon Hunter and Paladin, with Paladin being the 10th most popular. But Charon did well with this. He said it did good against aggro, which Holy Paladin tends to do well against aggro. Against control, maybe it just doesn't have the reach that it needs. But if you're seeing aggro, you like Holy Paladin, this might be an okay time to play it. So yeah, this doesn't have the Countess or whatever with the invitations because it is not pure, but we do have some cool new cards in here like the Elitist Snob, like the Muckborn Servants, the Great Halls, the Sous Chef, and I think that's actually... But other than that, we're just surviving with a ton of heals through Maki Roll, City, Tax, Flash of Light, a bunch of board clears through, you could do Maki Pyro, Equality Pyro, Equality Samuro, Equality City Tax, and yeah, it just seems like you just have so many removals, and yeah, if you're playing against aggro, probably a good time. Maybe consider this one. I'm hoping we see a really good pure Paladin soon, but at the moment, Paladin just the least popular class. All right, so we also have a Denathrius Druid here. This is from Canon. This is a hybrid Denathrius Druid. They hit top 5 legend here, and well, another XL list with a lot of expensive cards here. We can juice up our Sire with the Flipper Friends, all the little otters, with the Scale of Onyxia, all the different whelps, and then Topior, of course, kind of the star of this deck. Being able to summon a 3/3 whelp with Rush just really adds up and also can juice up your Sire. Now, this list does not run Onyxia, but do keep in mind these whelps off Topior count as Onyxia, so as Onyxia whelps, so she'll be immune if we have one of these 3/3 whelps on the board. Tons of different ways to ramp here: Wild Growth, Widowbloom Seedsman, and we actually do not even have Nourishes here because this is a hybrid build. It might be better not hybrid. This one just caught my eye, and we're not really sure the direction Druid goes. But yeah, this one's a hybrid because you can make just these big boards, and instead of trying to kill them, just using them for removal, you can buff them up with the Herald of Nature, maybe with the Sow the Soil, and just punch your opponent in the face. Pretty good. Then we have Coldtooth Mine, which is going to pull Denathrius consistently. And then we have a Bran in here. And we got Guff. So we can ramp our mana up real high, do a Bran Sire, or we could just do Bran KT Sire for a double suck. Yeah, interesting take on Druid here. Not sure what's going to be the best Druid deck. Not sure what's going to be the best deck in general. The expansion, you know, it just came out. So be careful crafting anything. Something might seem fantastic today and be awful tomorrow. And at the same time, something might seem awful today, but might actually be good. Maybe you have like a legendary you think is not going to see any play, and then it ends up being pretty dang good. Who knows? What deck are you guys enjoying the most? What class are you guys enjoying the most? I think Hunter's my favorite at the moment. But yeah, really enjoying this expansion. Hope you guys are as well. Good luck on ladder and stay hydrated.